there people, Lenny Rudow here for BoatUS Magazine, and today we're going to look at some basic troubleshooting measures for fish finders that can save the day if you're out fishing and that fish finder starts getting a little glitchy. First, let's start with a super simple stuff. Whenever your fish finder won't turn on, or for that matter any electronic device on a boat doesn't want to fire up, first things first, give the wires a jiggle. See if you can isolate the problem. No luck? Next, pull off the connectors and give them a look. These connectors have little pins inside and sometimes they get bent. They might not seat properly in the unit itself. Also look in there and make sure there's no green or white crud. If there is, you're going to need to scrape it off with your fingernail, or you might need to get a toothbrush to clean it out. You want those connectors to be nice and clean. If the simple fixes don't do the trick, you're going to need to use a test light or a multimeter, some type of tool to tell if you're getting power up to the unit in the first place. And of course, part of that means getting underneath the console or behind the helm. Depends on your boat as to exactly how you have to do this, and finding the fuses and the connections underneath the dash. You got to check those all and make sure they're all good too. Make sure everything is getting power. You may have to trace your positive and negative leads all the way back to the battery. Whatever, the bottom line is you just have to find the break in the power and fix it. Now let's switch gears. Let's say your unit is turning on, but it's not reading bottom at all. Well, on many units, that could simply be the transducer connection. And often, they'll say no transducer right on the screen. This unit doesn't, but as you can see, I'm getting no bottom reading. Well, that's because I pulled the transducer plug. If you ever encounter this, the first thing you want to do is go to that plug, make sure it's affixed and working properly. There, now I'm starting to get a bottom reading. Now let's say you know your transducer is plugged in and active because you have a temperature reading on the screen of the fish finder, but you're still not reading bottom. What's the deal? Well, in all likelihood, it's an issue with the transducer itself. They're on breakaway brackets. They're mounted so they can kick up if you hit something, run aground, or maybe even hit it loading the boat onto the trailer. So mine is located right here next to this outboard, so I'm just going to come back here. I'm going to reach down and feel around and make sure it's in the right position. Now, if your boat lives in a wet slip, you might also want to feel around on the face of the transducer, make sure there's not a bunch of growth or barnacles. That usually won't completely eliminate its readings, but it will degrade the quality. Now let's say you've got a settings issue. This is very common, people. If the sensitivity is too high, you'll get tons of clutter. If it's too low, you won't get any readings. What do? People, the fix to this is incredibly simple. Press the auto button. The truth of the matter is that today's fish finders have such advanced algorithms. They can do such a good job of doing the fine tuning all by themselves. Very few people can do it any better. Also, people, remember, on many boats, once you get up to 20, 30 miles an hour, a transom mount transducer will lose its reading. Now, those adjustments can help, but if the performance isn't exactly what you're looking for, you probably need to go to a pro and have a through-hole transducer mounted. Well, don't forget to subscribe to the BoatUS YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our new videos as they come out. I hope this one's helped, and I hope you find and catch more fish.